Thanks for coming to this meeting, Zachary Editorman. So this video is gonna be about games that I played in September, and I thought it would be very cool to rank them based on categories. So, for the best story, we have Lost Judgment. Moving on to best rhythm minigame, that also goes to Lost Judgment. And lastly, we have best cat befriending game. This one will actually be going to Lost Judgment.
Avery, what is this game about? Just tell me one singular event around the plot. Avery, what is the name of just one character that isn't Yagami?
Is it too late to present the best mysterious bad boy protagonist? I just want you guys to know that that animation required zero acting from Zach. He's been practicing method acting for that one for a while. Asshole. I've been wanting to do monthly gaming roundups for a while where I just kind of talk about the games that I played, and they're not always necessarily games that like came out that month, but just games that I picked up randomly and felt like playing. The only thing is I don't know what to call it because I'm not very creative. So if you have more creative juices than I, feel free to comment a suggestion what we should call this. And if you make it a joke about my name being Avery and sounding like Avery, and you put that into the title, good for you. It's a good joke. So I'm gonna talk to you about all the games that I played in September. I just want you to know that I will not be discussing spoilers, but I will be touching on unspecified plot twists or endings that kind of bothered me. So hopefully that's not super spoilery. I also have not finished all of these. Some of them I gave up on, some of them I'm still in the middle of playing, so I wasn't sure if I should include them or not, but I figure maybe next month, if I do finish certain games, then I'll just give like an update or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Also, some of these games I got a free code for from the developer or the publisher, so I will be specifying which ones I got a free code for because I don't want the FTC to send me to prison. Before I get into my games that I played, I asked Zachary Editorman what his favorite game that he's played this month is, and he said Hades, which is okay, but he did say a strong second runner-up was Spiritfarer, the best game of all time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and change his pick to Spiritfarer. You're welcome, Zach. Okay, games I played this month, let's go. Bah! So the first game I played this month was Chicory Tale, what's it called? Chicory, A Colorful Tale. I was really disappointed in this one. This is a game that I heard was really cute and sweet and great for cozy gamers, and I was a little disappointed. You play a dog wielding a magic paintbrush after all color has drained from the world, and with your magic paintbrush you can repaint stuff, and like as you go along your journey you can unlock more colors and new paintbrush styles and different skills, like sometimes your paint will become like glow in the dark. There's also puzzles and little side quests you can get from other characters in the world. Before I get into why I was disappointed, I want to say that this game is probably better suited for kids. It seems like a game that I would have wanted to play when I was like 5 or 6, but as an adult I'm like, it just doesn't click. I got this as a cozy game when I was in like my cozy games kick, and I actually thought it was too cozy. I was a little bored. I did enjoy the puzzles, but moving around the world was difficult. You do have a map, but it doesn't clearly explain where on the grid you need to go to get to certain places. The reason moving around was so difficult also was because there are tons of obstacles. The part of the game that finally just made me stop was a like plot twist in the game where someone who up until this point has been like super friendly, your best friend, there for you, whatever, is suddenly like the most dastardly villain ever. And I'm sure it might be explained later on down the road in the game, but it was just such an unnatural like flick of a switch. There was no lead up, no like sign that this person could be evil. It was literally just out of nowhere. And then the way that they wrote that character as a villain was like, really? It was literally like, you know, mustache twirling, tying up a girl and putting her on like a train track. I'm good. It was almost like comical how it turned, and it just made me kind of lose my last little shred of interest in the game. Chicory is a 2 out of 5 for adults, maybe higher for kids, I don't know. Next game on my list is Deathloop, developed by Arcane Studios, and this is one I got a free code for, so thank you, Bethesda. This is probably the most popular or the most widely marketed game game on this list. I would say maybe 2 marketed. I was so tired of seeing Deathloop ads literally everywhere I went. You play as Cole and you are stuck in a time loop with other characters. I don't know how to describe them. Basically targets that you have to take out, and you are spending your entire game going through these loops trying to find more information of how to break it. You also have like a direct opposition that is Juliana. And it's kind of hard to call her the antagonist because I actually liked her a lot more than I liked Cole. I kind of was like, I'd rather play as Juliana, to be honest. People can hop in after a certain point and play as Juliana and try to like mess with your game a little bit as Cole. So that's their version of the co-op. It's a really cool premise. I thought it was very creative. I will say, I think this is probably also another one that is not for me because I did think it was a great game for the genre that it was, but I had the exact same process of playing this game that I did with Dishonored, where I pick it up, I start it, I think it's super cool, I'm enjoying it a bunch, I'm super interested in the story, and then I get to the stealth sections and I'm like, I am as stealthy as a foghorn. This is not gonna work for me. I found some of the stealth sections to be a little unfair. I know I'm gonna be that gamer that's gonna blame the game and not the player, but I'm going in on this opinion. There was one specific scenario where I was hiding behind a giant cement mixer that completely covered my body, and someone on the other side of the cement mixer saw me through the cement mixer and then just immediately started shooting. And I was just like, where am I supposed to hide? I loved the creative aspects of this game though. I love that you could get more information by going back to the same maps at different times of the day. The powers that you could unlock also made it very fun, but I found it kind of difficult to unlock new powers because they teach you about slabs, but then it takes you like an hour or 2 of gameplay to like actually get another slab besides the one that you already have. I loved the idea of it. It just wasn't really for me. So I feel kind of bad rating it when I know this is like not my type of genre, but like I didn't even make it to the point of playing as Juliana. Like the game literally won't let me try to infiltrate other people's games as Juliana because I haven't made it far enough in the story. So I did not finish this one. I would give it probably 3 out of 5 because it was a good game. It just wasn't for me and didn't capture my attention. The next game on my list is Car Mechanic Simulator 2021, developed by Red Dot Games. And no, I am not joking. I played this game. It took me 20 minutes to figure out how to put my beginner car on the lift in the game just to lift it up so I could like go underneath it and do work. I was in physical pain. I was in physical pain trying to play this game and I loved it. It was just kind of relaxing to listen to music and mess around with a car and like use the computer to buy new parts for it and stuff. I hate to break it to you guys, but I'm a car girl now. Car shit is beyond me. It is completely beyond me. I don't know anything about it, but I enjoyed the game a lot. Weirdly enough, I felt like I learned new things. I learned that brake pads are literally behind the tire. Did you guys know that? I had no idea. I thought brake pads were like in the engine. Leave a comment down below telling me how big of an idiot I am. Car Mechanic Simulator gets a 3 out of 5. The next game on my list is 12 Minutes, developed by Luis Antonio. I made an entire video about this game. What the fuck is going on in 12 Minutes? I loved the premise of this game. I thought it was so creative. It was top down, which I don't think I've seen before in like a game that is story driven. And I was so invested in the story, like the absolute gorilla grip that this game had on my life. Even the times where the loop ended because like the husband died or because I reached the 12-minute max or whatever, I was still like, okay, I've restarted. Let's try this again. Let's try a new route. Let's do this differently. How can I figure out this thing? And then I made it to the true ending and I was so let down. I am putting it in my will that when I die, I want the entirety of Luis Antonio to carry my casket so they can let me down one last time. The ending was just so tropey and overdone. I don't know. There's no way I can really like explain how it makes me feel without spoiling it. So like, I'm just gonna leave it there. I give this game a 3.89 out of 5 for the thrills and the creativity. Honestly, if it wasn't for the ending, it would have been a 5 out of 5 for me because I loved this game. The next game on my list is Kana Bridge of Spirits by Ember Lab, and this is another game that I got a free code for. I am loving Kana so much, and I'm so glad that I am because it's one of the games that I was really looking forward to playing. You play as Kana and you are collecting little fuzzy buddies named Rot, which I wish had a cuter name because the name does not fit with what it actually is. And you use the rot to clear different obstructions in the world. You're exploring this old abandoned village and trying to understand its secrets, and it's just such a cool game. I just love it so much. The gameplay is really fun, but what stands out to me the most is the cutscenes. They are like Pixar level quality cutscenes. It is like you are watching like a Disney movie. This studio is actually previously known for working on different animated shorts and commercials, so this is their first game. And I'm super impressed. It's really fun. It's really cute. It is, I think in a way, it's kind of a cozy game just because it's so beautiful and the rot are so cute, and like there's an easy story mode that you can pick that will make the game a lot easier, which is the one that I picked. I have not finished it yet, but it is a blast to play. I'm enjoying it a lot. So it's a 4 out of 5 from me. The next game on my list is The Medium, published by Bluebird Team. And this is another game that I got a free code for. Sorry to flex on you guys. I'm just getting free codes left and right. This one was like a huge surprise for me. I have a PS5 and I've been trying really hard to find new PS5 games to play because there are not that many. So now I'm like, I need more PS5 games to play. And oh my God, did The Medium fill that void. You play as Marianne, who's a spirit medium that just lost her adoptive father. She's at the funeral home where her father's body is, and she's preparing him for the funeral when a spirit shows up at the funeral home, and she gets a phone call from someone named Thomas being like, hey, you need to come to Neva Workers Resort right now, like it's a f***ing emergency. Which is strange because Neva's Workers Resort, like 20 or 30 years prior, I can't remember, had like a huge massacre that was just dropped by media. The news was like, hey, there was a bloody murder here. Everyone's dead. Moving on to the best pasta casserole you can make for Thanksgiving. More at 11. It was definitely like super under the rug. No one talked about it. So Marianne's like show up to a haunted resort where people were murdered decades prior. Sounds great. The mystery and the thrill of it is just so cool, and I'm so glad I could include it in this video because I think it is the perfect game to play coming up on like spooky season. So as you're exploring, you can find items that have echoes attached to them. So like you like hone in your little spirit skill and you can hear dialogue and you start to like slowly piece together what happened. I think the most interesting part of the game for me is that you can play the game split screen where you see Marianne in the normal world and also in the afterlife side by side, and you discover different things in each reality. It's creepy, it's thrilling, and there are jump scares and monsters, and it's just a roller coaster. So if you are looking for a game to play for Halloweeny times, this is one to play. Loved it. 4 out of 5. Great game. Life is Strange True Colors, developed by Deck 9. I also got a free code for this one, and I hope you're ready for me to gush because I love this game. Wowie wow. I was expecting same old Life is Strange, and I was pleasantly surprised. They have improved on everything I didn't like about previous Life is Strange games. Alex Chen reunites with her brother in Haven Springs after 8 years of being estranged from each other. It's just a really sweet story, and of course Haven Springs has that natural, like, woodsy aesthetic that Life is Strange seems to do so well. Alex's powers are feeling other people's emotions and reading their minds, so this is, I think, a power that some people might want, but when someone is feeling, like, strong anger, she starts to feel strong anger, and it's not really something she can like disconnect. The one thing that I've disliked about Life is Strange games for years is that the voice acting tends to be really weak and the facial animations of the characters are so stale. Someone will die and everyone will be crying and their faces will just be like, and the facial animations and voice acting are so much better. When characters are crying, it actually looks like they're crying. When they're pissed, it actually looks like they're pissed, like their eyebrows move and everything else moves besides their mouth, and it's just, They did an incredible job. They improved everything that I didn't like about the previous games. The only little tiny gripe that I had with the game was that the sequence of events in the story, I was able to call the ending of True Colors at like the beginning of chapter 2. I was like 3 hours in before I was like, I bet this is happening and I bet this is how it's gonna end and blah, blah, blah. And like, while it does make me feel super big brain, I was also like worried that Life is Strange is starting to follow like similar sequence of events for their games. And I'm worried that if they continue to like just use the same formula for all their games, then they're all just gonna become predictable. Like it's not gonna be shocking anymore because they're doing the exact same thing every time. I don't wanna elaborate on what I called out, but I do plan on making an entire video about Life is Strange True Colors because I loved it so much and there's so much I wanna talk about. So I will just leave that part there. This game gets a strong 4.5 out of 5 for me. And the last game on this list is Lost Judgment, developed by Ryuga Gotoku Studio. This is another game that I got a free code for, but I was going to buy anyway because I was so excited for this game. Yagami-shi! I love Judgment so much. If you have not heard of this series, Judgment is like a spin-off series to the Yakuza series. And I am so happy that it got a second game. I love this game so much. They do a good job of like recapping what the main story of the first Judgment was and reintroducing all of your friends instead of just pretending that you should know who they all are already. The first game was very serious, which is kind of surprising because the Yakuza series is known for being kind of silly. And I would say that the first Judgment took itself very seriously, but Lost Judgment is so different. Like, it has definitely got the sillier aspects that Yakuza games have, and I love it. 1 minute you're doing a mission where you literally have to befriend a bunch of cats, and then the next you are teaching dance lessons at a high school in the middle of trying to solve a murder case. I am so happy with it. They gave Yagami a skateboard. He is so powerful now. He is a brooding bad boy with a skateboard. It doesn't get any better than this. I will say that as of recording, I have not finished it because the Yakuza games and Judgment are known to be very long, so I will probably finish it hopefully by Christmas. This game is definitely a 5 out of 5 for me, you know, for the plot and the storytelling and the motifs and the plot. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I have been wanting to do these little gaming roundups for a while, so I hope that you liked it. Sorry for any stupid opinions I might have about your favorite games. Thank you so much to my fan house supporters who make these videos possible. I appreciate you guys so much. If you'd like to join the fan house and get behind the scenes and script writing stuff and bloopers, link is in the description. I actually asked fan house what I should tell all of you guys to comment down below, and my friend Ashley just said bees. What are you waiting for? Comment bees. And let me know in the comments what video you want me to make next. I think I really want to do a video on my least favorite video games. I have so many ideas that are just exploding in my brain. I'll see you guys next time when we get together to play Paul Blart Mall Cop, the video game. Bye, guys.